the differences with Chris start here, and like I said, there's not a lot of differences besides some cutscenes and a few ways the items work. But yeah, anyway, you get an old key from this zombie, which very freakishly pops out of the bathtub. Very cheap scare, in my opinion. Unlike Jill, Chris actually does not kill the zombie in a cutscene, so you have to do it yourself. This is pretty much a running theme with Chris. You pretty much have to do everything yourself. Nothing helps you. No cutscenes will help you. There's no Barry to help you or bail you out. Pretty much nobody helps you when you're Chris, because everyone hates Chris. So, yeah. That's pretty much the deal. Now, I also picked up an old key, which I just used a few moments ago on the door. Old keys are a very annoying thing. Only Chris gets old keys, and old keys are a replacement for the lockpick Jill has. Yeah, that's scary, right? Anyway, yeah, you don't need to worry about that zombie at all, so don't worry about it. It's funny, though, he even follows you through there. Now you're probably thinking he'll follow you through that door, but no, he doesn't. Anyway, I'll get back to the old keys in a bit. But yeah, these guys... all these guys in this area, you want to kill them. Because you have to revisit this area a lot of times. Not just a little bit, a lot. And you also see I'm using the survival knife, which I absolutely said not to use in the Jill playthrough. That's because Jill is absolutely horrible with the knife because of her character. She's just bad with the knife. But Chris is actually very good with the survival knife if you're any good with it. The survival knife is very hard to use, but it does pay off because you save ammo that way. Because that's the trick with the survival knife, is you don't waste any ammo on it. So it is essentially a free weapon with free ammo. Besides that, like I was saying about the old keys, they're basically what you have to use in place of Jill's lockpick. So all those doors that Jill unlocked with her lockpick, you have to use old keys to unlock the doors with. And unfortunately, the old keys disappear as soon as you use them. Retarded, I know. It's really stupid. That's Resident Evil logic for you. And yeah, the old keys are kind of hard to locate, and there's, like, I think only a handful of them, because there's only so many doors that use lockpick. Anyway, this happens to be the second old key we found so far, and probably the last. I don't think I find any more old keys. It's not because, you know, I didn't want to get them, I just... Well, actually, no, that is the reason I didn't want to get them. The old keys are so much trouble to get most of the time. You have to go through too many hordes of enemies to get them. So I don't really bother if I can help it. There's only really a few old keys that are essential. One old key will actually unlock the door to get the shotgun, the classical shotgun, and I am not getting the shotgun, as I said in the previous part. I get the assault shotgun, which is later on in the game, about halfway through. Like I said, I had no problems with the shotgun. With not having it, I mean. I didn't think it was essential. If you think it is, by all means, grab yourself another old key and do that. But I think you'll be better for not using it, because you'll also get a lot of shotgun ammo later on in the game. So essentially, you know, I'm still collecting all the shotgun ammo. I'm just not getting the classical shotgun. So I'm actually kind of saving a lot of ammo for the later parts of the game where the shotgun is truly needed. You can get away with not using the shotgun for half the game. Anyway, I was burning some zombies previously. Burning zombies is pretty self-explanatory. You saw what I did. It's pretty much just you use the kerosene and you use your lighter, which, by the way, Chris has a lighter from the start, unlike Jill. So, Jill gets the lockpick from the start, Chris gets the lighter. And, yeah, so you don't actually have to grab the lighter. So that's kind of nice, and, it also doesn't take up an inventory slot. Which brings me to the next point, is that Chris only has, like, 6 inventory slots, as opposed to Jill's 8. So Jill gets 2 extra slots, and Chris has 2 less. So that means that Chris has to be very conservative with what he puts in his inventory, and so do we, of course, which is why I make a lot of trips to the item box in this playthrough of the game, this walkthrough. There's going to be a lot of that, a lot more than with Jill, just because I have to swap items all the time to do stuff I need to do. You're going to see how I use the survival knife. My tactics here, these are pretty common tactics. It's basically what everyone else does when they use it. I basically use a combination of the handgun and the survival knife. If you're one of those super hardcore guys, then you can just use the survival knife and get away with it. Anyway, I'm also jumping the footage a lot. I'm cutting out a lot of the footage where I keep going back to the item box to place stuff in my inventory and take it out. If you follow along with what I do, you'll be fine. So anyway, I just came back to grab the kerosene so that I can light up the zombie. So that's essentially all I did there. And I rearranged some items. Anywho, if you don't burn the zombies, they turn to Crimson Head zombies, which Crimson Head zombies are super zombies that appear later on in the game. They either will appear after a certain amount of time, which will depend on what difficulty level you choose, or they will appear once you get the armor key, which we're going to get the armor key pretty soon. So anyway, if you burn the Crimson Heads, or no, sorry, if you burn the zombies, they won't turn to Crimson Heads. Also, if you decapitate the zombies or blow their legs off, they will not turn to Crimson Heads. So, yeah, Crimson Heads are bad. You don't want to have them if you can help it. There's sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you can get away with a Crimson Head or two if they're in a spot that you never visit or can go around in the mansion. Anyway, that's a decapitation, so those are nice. They're random. You can't guarantee you could have decapitation in this game with the handgun. You can, however, use a shotgun, and if you point it up in the right spot, you will be able to decapitate zombies. At least most of the time you will. It's not, like I said, still not completely guaranteed, I don't think. I actually should have placed that kerosene in the middle between their legs, and that probably would have burned both of them. If you actually kill zombies and have them lie on top of each other and near each other, you can actually burn two of them with just one kerosene, which, by the way, kerosenes are in limited supply in this game, so you really have to be conservative with those as well. They're not everywhere. And there's even less of them on normal difficulty, which is, of course, what I'm playing at. I'm obviously talking a lot, but I have to cover a lot of ground, so I kind of apologize for that if I'm running my mouth a lot here, but there's a lot to cover, so I'm trying to get it all in like kind of one video here, because it's kind of necessary. So anyway, I'm just rearranging more of my inventory again, and I was saving my game and whatnot. So anyway, I'm gonna head over here, and there's some supplies there if you want to grab them and put in your item box. There's like a herb there, green herb. And yes, I say herb because I'm Canadian, so herb is what I say. I do not say herb. That's the lazy American way. I do not do that here. Anyway, that's the Mansion 2F. You just use the lighter, and that's essentially it. Yeah, so maps are good to have. If you're getting lost in this game, you want to pick up all the maps available. That's the dog whistle, and you need the dog whistle to get the armor key. So yeah, now I headed back to the item box, putting more crap in. This time I am going to... Let's see, what am I doing here? Let's find out. First I'm going to save. And then I'm going to put my handgun ammo in, I think. Let me see how I'm doing this. Nope, not yet. This particular video footage was taken quite a long time ago. This was taken back in, I think it must have been September. I think it was in September of 2009. This particular video footage was taken. The other stuff soon will be more up to date with what I have done recently. Yeah, so now I'm going to go to another item box, because I need to deposit more stuff. And by the way, that zombie will never attack you when he's on the steps. Zombies can't attack you on the steps other than barf on you. And they won't be able to do that if you're actually going down the steps. If you stop to attack them, they will do that, but otherwise they'll never touch you.